Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to talk about my current farming strategy, and this is the Alch and Go for rich people. That's what I would call it, because oh boy, this is like a very expensive kind of farming. This is a farming strategy that exists since quite a long of time. Basically it is about elevated sextants with farming winged scarabs, as well as like harvest like the Sacred Grove with yellow juice and farming Conqueror maps. So I want to explain like how this strat works, what you need to do for it, how to roll your maps, how to like enchant them and so on, and what kind of stuff you can expect from that. And then I want to make a farming project, so this is going to be for the upcoming days, because I thought like I don't really know how much currency this will give. And the amount of currency that I spent today for getting all these maps going, I think I spent like 100 divines just of preparation and like doing all of that kind of things. And that makes me interested. Like, I mean, I think I'm gonna make currency, but how much is it? Is it like a 4 or 5 divines that a normal Alch and Go strategy would also bring? Or is it like a lot more? Like, let's talk about like 8 to 10 divines an hour. Because a lot of investment also should yield a lot of profit on top of that. So how does this entire strategy work? Basically, it's about the Sextant modifier, Elevated Sextant. It is the first 3 possessed monsters drop an additional Winged Scarab. Your maps contain an additional Tormented Betrayer. Then we're gonna use the, so by the way, since I can like, actually let me quickly get these ones out so I can price check them so you see what these things are actually going for. So let me quickly take 4 of these, soak up the Sextant modifiers into my compasses here. As I said, first one, the Winged Scarab one, currently going for about 70-75 divines. Okay, this is the first step. Yes, this Sextant modifier, Elevated Sextant, costs you like a 70-75 divines. Then we do final map boss. In each map drops an additional Conqueror map. So that means the map boss will have 200% more life and will deal 100% more damage, so the map bosses are going to be a lot more tanky. It's about 3.5 divines for this one. Then we're going to use the Sacred Grove, going for like 1.5 divines, which is basically just gives you the Harvest Garden, the Sacred Grove in the map guaranteed. And we're going to do that the Life Force drop by Harvest monsters in your maps is duplicated, as well as Harvest monster in your maps have 100% more life. Harvest in your maps contain at least 1 crop of yellow plants. So what is the thing here? It's about 4 divines. So you can say it is about 70 to 80 divines worth of charge compasses. And you might wonder, like, wait, do I spend like 80 divines for 16 maps because they have 16 charges? This comes from the Elevated Sextant, by the way, plus 1 additional Sextant use over here from the Enduring Influence. And no, the way this works is you're gonna prepare. There is like multiple ways. So as we know, each map we will get 3 Winged Scarabs, and we're gonna get 1 Conqueror map, or sometimes more, because it can double. I had a map boss today that dropped 4 Conqueror maps, right? It dropped double Conqueror map, and they both doubled. So that was like, I don't know, like 120 chaos just from the map boss alone, right? On top of that, I am running here all the harvest nodes. I blocked out every single league mechanic as like besides harvest. So I'm gonna link this atlas tree in the description below if you wanna take a look. Then we have like blocking or harvest crops in your maps have 25% reduced chance to be blue and reduced chance to be purple. So what we want to farm is yellow juice. And we want to do this like in a self-sustained manner. Then we're going to farm, so we basically have all the harvest nodes. We have Eldritch Gaze, Rampart, we have like all the Searing, like the Eater of Worlds. You can also do this with Eater of Worlds and like, or Searing Exile, depending on what you prefer. And then we're going to play with Growing Hordes to get more quantity, so you get more life force and everything. A bunch of quantity over here for map quantity. And then I also have my typical kill the map boss, get either like synthesized maps, Elder Shaper maps, or Conqueror maps. And most importantly here, the Torment one, which says up to 5 rare monsters in each map are possessed and their minions are touched. This will enable basically these Winged Scarabs to drop. So basically, what do I need? Either you can run a Crimson Temple like I did, so I'm having all of these maps 80 plus quant, right? Or you could run the Conqueror maps. So this is like a self-sustaining strategy. Means I don't want to, like, I want to earn the stuff in the maps that I need for my maps. So we said we're gonna drop Conqueror maps based on the Sextant that we have, right? So if I run 10 Conqueror maps, I'm gonna get 10 Conqueror maps at least back. So I can self-sustain my Conqueror maps if I want to do so. Or you say you do it like me and just farm like Crimson Temples or whatever other map that you want to farm, and sell all the Guardian maps. So I've done this like today for like a 20-30 maps, and if you check over here how many Conqueror maps I have, and they are going for about 30 chaos a piece if I would sell them this way, right? So why is this so expensive? Because not based on growing hordes, you need a lot of like scarabs, like gilded scarabs and so on. So see how many winged scarabs I already have, like I don't know, like 100 winged scarabs, and they sell like 1 to 7 divines or something, or 1 to 6 sometimes. On TFT for bulk selling basically, or just normal trading, right? And I can take any kind of gilded scarab to take use of the growing horde. And the good thing here is I can put in the same scarab multiple times, because thanks to the new keystone growing hordes, we say rusted scarabs grant 5% pack type, polished 7%, gilded 10%, and winged 15%. And obviously you can take polished, you can take rusted, or you go higher here and say you take the gilded scarabs for getting the 40% increased pack size, because we're putting in 4 of them, right? And as I said, the good thing is I can put in the same one over and over again, and this actually works. So it will soak up 4 gilded scarabs per run, even though it's the same, because they are not going to do the effect. They're going to get just converted, soaked up into, and transformed into pack size, basically. Then the next thing that we need to do, we need to go to the Horde crafting station and looking for sex. Okay, so we put in the map and we type in sex, and we're gonna get enchant a non-unique map with map doesn't consume sextant charges, right? So we enchant this for 2,500 yellow juice, and now when I run this map, I don't lose any sextant charges. So that now it makes more sense. Hey, if you spend like an 80 divines for those 4 sextants, basically, that you can run them forever. And once you're done with farming all of them, or like, you know, once you're done with like farming and you're just done with this kind of strategy, then you can just take a compass and then resell all of these sextant modifiers back for like 80, 90 divines, whatever you paid for that, or whatever it is the current worth once you're selling it, right? So make sure, first step, enchant your map. So roll your maps. Chisels, just get some good quality. I rolled mine for 80 plus quantity, the entire tab here. And then we're gonna enchant this with 2,500 yellow life force. Yellow life force is expensive. We talk about 1 divine for about 5,500 yellow life force. So 1 divine actually enchants only 2 of my maps, right? On top of that, we're gonna use gilded sulfite scarabs and sextants worth like 90 divines, right? So now you understand why I say this is like the rich man's Alch and Go. So as I said, we have our map, we have does not consume sextants, we have our sextants that are now void stones, and then we're gonna use Fortune Favors the Brave, and make sure that you have on your Atlas passive tree the shaping the valleys here, right? Because this gives you 10% increased quantity of items found in your maps affected by Fortune Favors the Brave, as well as rarity, as well as pack size, okay? So you get like another pack size rarity quantity bonus once you unlock this Favors of the Brave, as well as like getting in this Gilded Scarab. So as you see, all of these 10 stacks went down to 9, so we are using 4 Gilded Scarabs now for the additional pack size. And now let's run a map and I show you how this is done. So as I said, the currency that is guaranteed, 3 winged scarabs and a conquer map. So usually I'm doing this in a normal style here. I'm running Crimson Temple because I still don't give up. Okay, nice. I still don't give up by finding an apothecary card. So I don't really want to kill monsters. I do have face run because what I want to do here is just run through and get to the map boss. I just don't know which kind of modifiers are on there. Usually it doesn't even matter too much for me, but this time unlucky. So now we're just killing the map boss here. As I said, it has like a lot of more monster life and more damage. And here is my Guardian map, or the Conqueror map, right? This is actually a Crimson Temple, so they go for like 30 chaos. If you sell them in bulk, you can actually even more. So first step is rush to the boss, kill the boss. Why do we do that? Because we're running the Eater of Worlds altar, and that means we're gonna block off all of the potential spawns for bosses from the altar. So now we only get like things that affect the minions or the player, and we can maybe find the Divine Shrine, whatever you like, right? So here we got our first Winged Scarab. It's a Shaper Scarab. I don't think it matters too much on what kind of Scarab you find. There is the next one, this is a Cartography. There is even, I think, Harvest Craft, where you can change a stack of like Winged Scarabs to some other Winged Scarabs. So basically, you can swap them the same way as you can swap the Lyrium Orbs, so they're still worth a lot, right? And then we're gonna pick, most of the time, there is like a modifier that gives you a chance of doubling the Scarabs that you drop. But honestly, I usually find myself instantly getting those 3 Winged Scarabs once I start killing monsters, and I get this like duplicate Scarabs altar maybe at some point, so I don't really think it's too valuable. But then I usually go for the biggest quant possible, and then we're just gonna clear the map in the good old fashion, and we're just gonna try to kill as many monsters and as many altars as possible. And then in the end, once we're done with everything, we're gonna go into the Sacred Grove, because then, oh come on dude, what is this map? Because then in the end of the day, we can get a lot of quantity and a lot of juice, and the goal that we want to have is we want to sustain the yellow juice. Remember, I'm running the Sacred Grove Sextant, and I'm running the higher chance or duplicate life forces, more yellow pots. I'm blocking or reducing the chance of like blue and purple pots. So in the end of the day, we want to get as much yellow life force as possible to sustain, here's the third one, to sustain the enchants that I'm doing, right? Because this is getting very, very expensive. As I said, one Divine gives you like 5,000 or 5,500. Oh wait, I need to start the next run. Unfortunately. So basically, we want to sustain our maps, we want to sustain the yellow juice for enchanting the map, and we want to sustain everything that we need. And now is the question, how much currency can we actually make with a project like that? This is gonna be something that I'm gonna do in the upcoming days. So I'm gonna farm like 144 maps, everything pre-prepared. So I'm gonna enchant all of these maps. This is probably gonna cost me like 50, 60, 70 divines just to get all the maps rolling, buying all the scarabs that I need to run all of that, and then after 144 maps, I can start calculating on how much currency I made. So there's like 10 monsters remaining. I'm not gonna search those monsters. They just appeared here. So there's 1 monster remaining. Now I can start going into the Sacred Grove. So we have all the Sacred Grove things on the Atlas tree. That means we have a chance of like activating the second bot as well, right? We have chances of getting a tier 4 seat like the bosses, and yeah, we're just gonna collect the yellow life force now and see how much we got out of it. In the best case scenario, we're gonna get over 2,500, which is basically the enchanting cost of the map. But since I ran like a bunch of these maps today, I can tell you sometimes if you're unlucky, you're gonna get like 500 yellow life force. And sometimes if you're lucky, you can get like 7, 8, 9,000 life force out of one single map. Okay, so, and this is like very RNG hefty, I would say, because it depends on how many of these like magic monsters are there. Sometimes there's not even 1, sometimes there's 3. It depends if I click this pot here, right, this field, and there is a chance that the second field will not disappear. So if it's like a double yellow field like here, I'm gonna get more life force. There is a chance of like duplicating the drops. There is chances of like getting all kinds of things. This run gave me 1,940, so this is like a bad run. But you're gonna have even worse runs, and you're gonna have like even better ones, right? So the map is clear. We have 1 monster remaining. We killed the map boss. We rushed it. Sadly, no Divine Orb Shrine. We're gonna play in the same old fashion. We're gonna activate all the altars. I'm trying not to go for the currency, like chromatics, like something like that. We want to go for quantity, 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 and maybe we're lucky enough to get one of these apothecary cards or something like that alongside the stuff. So here is my 3 winged scarabs that I just got myself, right? So they are going for 1 divine is 7 of these winged scarabs. We got our Conquer map, and we got some yellow life juice. And this is like 100% that I get every single map. As I said, sometimes more juice, sometimes less juice. This is like on top. And the big question is, how much profit can you make doing this for 144 times? I'm currently preparing all my maps here. They're all chiseled. They're all like ready to go. Basically, just need to be enchanted. So I'm going to fill up this tab. I'm going to run 144 of these maps with the Gilded Scarabs, with all of the stuff that I just showcased. And then we can calculate on how many things we dropped. How much would it be theoretically in bulk sale? How long did it take? I'm going to do the Sanctums on top of that because they're part of the map, right? And then we can see, and then we can calculate, what did I find how much currency per hour is this, or how much divines per hour, and is this actually worth doing in that big style of fashion? And yeah, because if it's, let's be honest, if an Alch and Go would give me like 5 divines an hour and this strategy gives me like 6 divines an hour, then I'm like, okay, for this like 1 divine per hour extra, like 100 divines investment, buying tons of like gilded scarabs for growing hordes, doing a lot of trading with all the guardian maps and stuff like that, might be worth, might be not worth. But I think like if it's only 1 divine better than a strategy with like Alch and Go without any effort, just, you know, throw an Alch on, put in your map device and feel free to like do whatever, then I think it's not worth. But we're gonna see how it's gonna turn out, and I'm gonna let you guys know in the upcoming days. Alright guys, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.